We're currently looking at the bacterial pathogenesis and more specifically at virulence factors that damage the host. Now, remember in our last couple of SoftChalk lessons, we looked at the ability of PAMPs to trigger production of inflammatory cytokines that can result in an excessive inflammatory response, an overall mechanism that pretty much all microbes use. In Unit 3, Lecture 4, we're going to be finishing up this topic by looking at the ability of bacteria to produce harmful exotoxins and then the ability to induce autoimmune responses. So in Unit 3, Lecture 4, Part 1, looking at the ability to produce harmful exotoxins, we're going to give you a quick overview of exotoxins and contrast that to a term we've used earlier when we talked about the gram-negative cell wall, endotoxin. So exotoxins are toxins that are secreted from a living bacterium. They can also be released if that bacteria is lysed. And some bacteria can use the type 3 secretion system to inject exotoxins directly into human cells. So exo usually refers to outside, so these are usually soluble protein toxins secreted by living bacteria. Now, we learned back when we talked about the gram-negative cell wall that the lipopolysaccharide or LPS portion of the gram-negative cell wall is called endotoxin. And this is actually, of course, a PAMP that causes an excessive inflammatory response, as we saw in the previous SoftChalk lesson. Now, that was originally named endotoxin because it was located within the gram-negative cell wall. It's the LPS in the outer membrane of the gram-negative cell wall, as opposed to toxins that are secreted from bacteria, which they termed exotoxins. So these terms have been around a while, but pretty much all the PAMPs we talked about that stimulate an excessive inflammatory response are endotoxin-like. They're all parts of the bacteria that we recognize as stimulate an inflammatory response. So we'll be looking at exotoxins, and there are three main categories of exotoxins we'll be taking up in the next 3 SoftChalk lessons. Superantigens, also known as type 1 toxins, exotoxins that damage host cell membranes, also known as type 2 toxins, and AB toxins and other toxins that interfere with host cell function, which we call type 3 toxins. Now, our major body defense against exotoxins are the production of antitoxin antibodies or neutralizing antibodies during adaptive immunity, specifically during humoral immunity or antibody production. For toxins to be harmful, they have to bind to receptors on host cells. And this animation shows you how toxins would normally bind. So if we look at this animation, this represents an exotoxin. This is the binding portion of the exotoxin, the portion of that protein molecule that has a shape that fits a receptor for that toxin on a host cell. So for this cell to be affected by this toxin, it would have to have a receptor to which the binding portion of the exotoxin can attach. And then the red part here is the active portion of the toxin that actually does some sort of harm. So for an exotoxin to affect a human cell, it has to bind to receptors on that cell, as we see here. So a defense against that is that if we can make antibodies, typically they're immunoglobulin G, where the FAB or antigen binding fragment of the antibody fits the binding site, then the antibody will bind to the bonding part of the exotoxin, as we see here, before the exotoxin can bind to our cells, and that prevents the exotoxin from ever binding, and if it can't bind, it can't cause harm. So these wind up neutralizing the exotoxin. And when we vaccinate against diseases like diphtheria and tetanus, we're actually giving a harmless form of the exotoxin called a toxoid to teach the body how to make these neutralizing antibodies that bind to the binding portion of the toxin. So that if that toxin is ever produced by a bacterium or ever gets into the body, these antibodies that we vaccinated against will neutralize that toxin before it can bind to our cells. So in the next 3 SoftChalk lessons, we're going to be looking at the 3 categories of exotoxins, and there's our brief self-quiz for this SoftChalk lesson.